Moto3 gets ready for round 3 of the 2025 World Championship with the Losail International Circuit ready to go for what is going to be a very exciting race. Hello everybody, welcome to live coverage of Moto3 and the Grand Prix of Qatar. Sorry for the late on air we've been doing here, there and everywhere with every other stream on the planet. Here's your grid then as well. It's Rusi Yamanaka on pole position alongside Joel Kelso and Jose Antonio Ruda. Then we get Ricardo Rossi from Angel Paqueras and Alvaro Carpe. Then it's Adrian Fernandez, David Almanza, Guido Pini in 9th, and then Nicola Caro in 10th. David Munoz in 11th from Taya Forasato, Dennis Foggia and Scott Ogden. And then scroll down as well, we get Stefano Nepa, Cormac Buckerman as well, Luca Lanetta, Takon Barassi, Vante Peroni, Ruki Moody down in 20th, and Joel Estevan, Jacob Rulstone, Eddie O'Shea, and Noah Deltwiller down in 24th position. It is going to be a 16-lap race. I just have to double check there because it's changed on the screen to get all set up as well. So we've had an interesting start to the championship so far, an interesting run around. Let's see what the two are going to bring across the two as I just desperately try and fight for control of my own headset levels. There we go. As we're all set up, Ian Burge alongside me in the commentary box again as I get ready on the grid. Moto3 is always a bit chaotic, isn't it? Yeah,
no, it's the kids basically, isn't it? Mostly. But there are a few older people, and our own Scott Ogden is doing quite well at the moment.
Red flag's at the front. It's been pulled away. I can see a green flag, which means it's all eyes to the lights. And when they go out, round 4, the championship will be underway. Lights out, we're racing. It's a slow start from the pole sitter. Brilliant start coming in from David Almanza, almost like he jumped it. Let's see what race control say later on as they come down towards turn 1. Rudo under pressure as well from Alvaro Carpe. Coming back up the inside, there goes Almanza. Carpe goes wide. Rudo's going to take second position on that outside line. Coming in as well, David Almanza. On the inside, it's going to be Yamanaka leading the race at the moment as they come out down through turn 3. Then the small kink at turn number 4. That's going to be the big crunch point as well. We've seen a few crosswinds at this time of the day. Under braking, Yamanaka to the front. Yamanaka leads. Ruda in second. Kelso's taken third as they come back through 7 and 8. And then the flat out section of the infield now approaching on the inside. Kelso going for the lead. He's got it away. Carpe and Almanza still battling. Battle further on with Foggia coming in there as well. Kelso leads. Yamanaka Ruda. And then still the Moto3 timing screen glitching. It did that last time out in America as well as we run through again. Kelso, Yamanaka, Ruda, Carpe, Almanza, Forasato, Paqueras, Adrian Fernandez, Ricardo Rossi, Munoz in there as well on an impressive start as he comes back through on the inside line. Down the brakes then into turn 11. Everyone through cleanly so far. Race start officially says so far no sign of a jump start. So that's something at least on that one. As they come back through turns 12, 13 and 14. The triple right-hander with an exit curb that if you grab hold of it, it can easily drop you. It's a biting curb. There you can see a few of them touching the green already. Paqueras already falling. Is that Barassi who's dropped down into 22nd position? And there's Fernandez and Carpe been given there, for instance, in the previous weekend. Several going wide there. I think that was Munoz who went off the track coming into turn 16 as well as they exit the last corner.
I think the wind's having a big effect. 2 or 3 times now they've gone wide. And at one point, I thought was going to lose half the midfield.
Yeah, the wind's blowing at 6 kilometres, but it's blowing up now. It's at 11 kilometres, so the sharp gusts and crosswinds at the circuit. Down to turn 1. This is the biggest slipstream opportunity. Yamanaka's got back ahead of Kelso. Ruda's taken second position. If he's not too careful on the inside line, he's got it through now. Ruda to second. Kelso's coming back and is retaking it. So that's how much it can change into that first corner. As, no jump start, so race control. So already that's a better positive sign. 15 laps to go then of the Moto3. Reminder, Moto2 will be on JBMotorsports 2 with the TNT Sports commentary team taking you through it. We'll be back from MotoGP, the Formula 1 race slap bang in the middle and no one around to call it. As they come through.
Ricky Rossi gone down 5 places. It's quite often when his brother's there, he just seems to make a bad start.
Oh, hello, what's that? That's long lap penalty being taken for Carpe, so that's okay. I was just double checking. He wasn't in a bit more trouble than he already was. But he's gone down. Who's made the biggest places? As you say, Armand's is up 3. Munoz and Frosato are up 4. Lunette's is up 6. But yeah, Riccardo Rossi as well. He's down 5 places, as you said, from that start position.
Scott Ogden's not doing well either. He's gone down quite a lot. 6
places, yeah. Ogden's really dropped back as well. And Noah Deltweller on the same bike is upper place, up from 24th on the grid to 23rd. Lap 2. I was wondering when they would adjust it. Finally, they have. 50 knots go at the top of the screen. Right at the bottom, they say lap 2 of 16. They've got a lot of complaints in the past couple of races, have Dawn of that. It's quite hard to tell what actually the lap just didn't work. So 15 laps to go at the top and lap 2 of 16 at the bottom. That's much better from Dorna, learning as they'll adjust the graphics as they go. And this is turn 13 and 14. And this was side by side. Oh, Leopold Racing touching once and twice and off the circuit. Now that is going to be why we've seen your Esteban drop back through the order. 14 to go.
One of the things is that these bikes are lighter than the other 2 categories, and so there's a lot of bumping, and you can actually save it even though you bumped off just like you were just now.
Yeah.
And you know, I think that sometimes this can be the most exciting race of the day.
Oh, I'm with you on that. Moto2 is often a bit of a snooze fest, which is why I'm actually happy I'm not commentating on that one today. And Moto3 is the most exciting race of the day. MotoGP at the moment isn't. So, yeah.
But we've got Jake doing well at the moment in Moto2.
2 races back to back. Knowing my luck as well, he'll win today and I'll miss it. Almanza has just dropped 3 places. He hasn't got, is he taken? It's just gone wide. Almanza's dropped all the way down into, and then Yamanaka now in the lead. What's happened to our timing screen? It's jumped up massively. There! Oh, that's Carpe taking his second long lap penalty, but I thought there was a bike down at the side, but it's actually the little bollards at the side of the circuit to tell you where the long lap penalty loop is. Carpe has completed his long lap penalty. That's why, Sean, he's got he's dropped down 10 places. He's now dropped down to 21st position. So 15 places he's lost due to irresponsible riding throughout the weekend so far in qualifying. So Munoz back up to 4th ahead of Kelso, and the lead still changing. Yamanaka, Ruda, Piqueras coming in, and further back that's Furusato on the inside with Almanza, and Foggia just behind him as well.
Fernandez has got to take his penalty this lap, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Because he's leaving it late.
That could be a penalty even more coming through. Foggia up 6 places, Munoz up 7, says Sean as well. That could be a bigger penalty as well. If he fails to serve the double ride-through, it would be a double... the double long lap would turn into 2 ride-through penalties. So 1 for each, and then he could also risk a black flag. So they're being a bit ambitious by leading him out. Now the slipstream begins down towards Turnhamon. KTM's, of course, still inside the top. Top 6 in fact, but it's going to be Ruda who goes through. Conduct warning for Munoz for causing that contact early on.
What a surprise.
With Joel Esteban, yeah, not really been given a penalty, has he? But the stewarding, of course, just changed hands as we got 3 wide of the mid-pack, as well as Yamanaka and Kelso battling with Almanza. Foggia for Osato's in that mix as well, and I think I saw Foggia going to the inside line, but it's still Ruda leading Piqueras at the moment. Oh, and
Munoz is like Marmite. People either like him or not. I like him, but you know, he does actually have more like things with the stewards than virtually anybody else in the whole circuit.
Foggia takes his long lap. Oh well, why has Foggia gone through the long lap loop? And he's down. He's jumped off the bike. What? That's a technical failure. I was looking at the time. Foggia's crashed out of the race, but he's jumped off the bike. I was looking at the timing screen saying, why has he gone through the long lap loop? That bike had no brakes. That had no brakes. The way that went off.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. Has Fernandez actually taken his thing now? Because I don't think
he has not. No.
Who was the other guy then?
Oh no, it wasn't.
Yeah, that's it. There was another guy going through the long.
Well, is that Fernandez taking the long?
I thought I saw him.
TV pictures aren't in the right order, so it's actually separate contact. Fernandez has completed his long lap loop, but at the same time his teammate's gone down. So I've mistaken his teammate as well. I've got it the wrong way round. Okay, I'm with you now, because the TV angle didn't show it. So that's very confusing. I accept that it was my fault, but the TV angle didn't help there, because I saw one of them going straight on to take the attack mode, and then the next time we look at it, we've got a bike down.
And they're not happy with Fernandez's big long loop. Has he got 2 long loops?
Let's have a look. Double on that for Carpe.
And it's gone now.
It was a single long for Fernandez, so they've said it's been completed, so I think the stewards are happy with it. We'll get back to that in a second, because they're 4 wide, and Yamanaka nearly got sent to the skies down into turn 1, with Ruda and Bakera sort of closing into the braking zone as well. Kelso's jumped back up into 2nd position in that mess, and our man's now in 5th position. So that was contact. Foggia got hit. And I believe that was that's in the mid-pack, so he just got taken down. He actually ran into the side. 9 times out of 10, you hit your front wheel with a rear tyre, you're going down. It's no way out of it at the moment. So we'll just double check there. I might actually have a look and see if Simon Patterson sent me anything about information so far. As we see the 36 and the 66 battling with the 6 just behind them, and the 99's out front. Our championship leader, who's won 2 of the 3 races so far this season for Jose Antonio Ueda. He's leading on 91 points. Piqueras is 33 back, Kelso is 43 back, and Fernandez 50 back at the moment. And Gusto's got to go through. Yeah. Good to see that David Munoz has really learned a lesson from being disciplined by the stewards this season. Not, said Simon. So that's the only thing he's set through coming at the moment. Just having a quick look and see if there's anything on the tyres that they've chosen so far. Nothing yet.
Best of it is, Hodgie says that he's such a nice guy.
He is, that's the problem.
And that's, you wouldn't think he was the same guy that hustles and bustles and knocks people off and things like that.
Yeah.
Off track, he's
sweet.
He's, sweet and nice, and says that please and thank you and things like that.
If I'm not very much mistaken, I think he's even given something to Simon and Maddie's Ukrainian relief efforts for their funding as they're going back, I think, after the triple header. Yeah,
TNT are pushing that this weekend.
Are they really? Simon and Maddie's stuff?
I don't know if it's Simon and Maddie's actual thing, but they have quite a few times done at the end of the sessions little adverts for relief efforts.
It probably would be them as well. They're all very close together. And I think last time they went over to Ukraine, they took an ambulance, and I know now they're going off. They're heading to Ukraine next week. And they're getting medical aid and lots of stuff, and they're auctioning off MotoGP merchandise and that the riders have worn, so memorabilia, if you will. They're auctioning it off to raise money to then get the relief effort aids up there. So very good from the two of them as well. And I know Maddie's very much looking forward to it as well, because it's given us something to focus on at the moment.
Yeah, I know this country's given a lot of ambulances and fire engines to Ukraine the best they can. We had a fire engine here the other night.
Yeah, with our oven nearly, well, actually it did burn. It's burnt
the side of the unit.
And the floor. Have you seen the floor as well?
The
floor's burned as well, yeah.
Great.
So yeah, we need a new floor and a new unit putting in the side. 11 to go then, the racing just calming down. That's because, don't forget, it's Pirelli tyre rubber. They still have to save. That's why Pirelli have come in as the tyre supplier for Moto3 and Moto2. You have to save your tyres during the race. I know everybody says, oh, well, why can't we just have flat-out racing? Because when we did have flat-out racing, we'd get situations like what we're still seeing in Moto2, where you'll just run away with it. But now, it's same and level for everybody, and it's sort of working. We've had a couple of great years for Moto3. Moto2 last year started off exciting, and then this year, there's just lacking fast riders at the front. And Dixon's leading the championship as well, so from a British standpoint, he could be our first British world champion in a number of years, as still Yamanaka on the inside line of Ruda coming back into it. I mean, he won the British Grand Prix last year as well. That was an exciting one.
Yeah, everybody really was pleased with that. You know, he's another lad. He's quieting down a bit. He used to be the joker of the pack with Quartararo, but you know, he is really skillful, and I think it's a shame that he didn't get up to MotoGP this year.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 riders in a battle. That's the top 7, all jostling for position. They've got a gap of 1.4 seconds to, surprisingly, Guido Prix, who qualified up in 9th position. Now he's up to 8th, and Rude has taken the lead. So that's got ahead of Kelso down the inside line. Where are they on the circuit? Coming through turn 4 and 5 at the back. So bit of improvement. Yamanaka's lining him up on the inside. Won't go for a move just yet. Whoa, hello. That's how Manza getting dealt with by Piqueras on the inside line in turn 7. And that's Yamanaka up to 2nd ahead of Kelso. And yep, Piqueras dropping back. Man's going to try and have a go for him. Scott Ogden gets up to 18th place ahead of Valentin Perone. As we see lap 7 already of 16. Down into the braking zone. Not seeing much on Piqueras, but he's getting awfully close to the back of the 66.
I always think that the stance on these different, you know, Moto3, the stance on the way you sit on the bike, is like a yoga position. Yeah. And it goes, you know, as you progress up to MotoGP, you get further and further down. It's just like someone doing yoga and getting better at it. It's strange, but.
Simon sent in a message as well saying, disagree with issuing Munoz a behavioural warning. If you've already been penalised for dangerous behaviour before, then a conduct warning should be automatically an upgrade to a long lap. It should be, really. I mean, Munoz, don't forget, in Argentina, I want to say, went straight on and under a yellow flag and crashed.
But is it like Verstappen? I mean,
sorry, that's Yamanaka overtaking, but he's over the white line. He's going to have to get that place back. He's got the lead of the race, but he won't be able to retain it. That's gaining an advantage. He's off track limits. So Yamanaka leads, but he's going to have to give it back.
There's been a number of drivers in Formula 1 that have been really dirty and, you know, and they've got used to being aggressive. And then it's followed them, and it follows them back, because if a rider's going to come past you, and you've been roughing him up,
it's going to be roughed up again. Yeah.
So in the end, after a few seasons, you start to be more gentle with the approach, because if you don't, you just get it back.
One thing I love about this, when we first came here in 2004, it's just like it was in Bahrain for Formula 1. Middle of the desert, absolutely nobody here whatsoever. And now there's a motorway just to the back of the circuit. And as they go down, it's a main road now. Vast city being built in Losail. Of course, it's Doha, so we're about 30 minutes away from the main city. But it's just the growth around it is absolutely amazing. As on the inside line, Ueda trying to have a go, but at the same time, Piqueras is lunging through. Rude is not going to give him away any sort of chance. On the inside, coming through turn 11, leaning angle and still battling together. That's going to be tricky because 12, 13 and 14 are right-handers at a triple. And yep, that's going to give it back. So that's going to be Piqueras ahead of Ueda. Yeah, it's just going to be that type of race, really, where it closes up. Esteban is up 10 places as well, says Sean. And Lou says Carpe up to 19th. He's now moved up into 16th place. So he's moved up a couple more places. That championship lead now down to 21 points between Ueda and Piqueras. 9 to go, though.
Do you think Ueda is actually just saving his tyres and about 5 laps to go, he'll go towards the front?
Yeah, 100%. This is a race where, especially in this type of circuit, you can see the slipstream's so big as well. The last place you want to be is leading on the last lap in towards turn 1, because you're going to lose it and you won't get it back. They've tried to negate that. We used to have brilliant side-by-side finishes here, but that was because the race control building in the old centre was down at the line. But ever since they rebuilt it, it's moved backwards to accommodate Formula 1. So it's not as a big launch to the line. Ricky
Rossay's back up into 7th place, and he's got Munez behind him, but that's between a 1.3 and a 1.4 gap each lap. So he's going nicely now.
Getting faster and faster and faster as it comes through. Yellow flag at sector 2. What's happened? So this is...
no, with me, it's Ricky Ross.
He's still in 7th place. It's Cormac Buramak. Yeah, he's gone off the circuit. There he is. And, well, that's an unusual one.
Actually, it's Buchanan.
Is it Buchanan? I've been going... Oh no, I'm seeing Taco and Barassi.
It all depends if he's, you know, that's in Scotland. That would be Buchanan, wasn't it?
My favourite though is a certain driver in World Endurance Championship where it gives us a chance to swear, and you don't get to do that much on FIA. I wonder if he'll be allowed to say.
There's also a very famous downhill skier who we couldn't possibly say that without getting in trouble.
Yeah, Google it as it comes through. So out of the race then, as well as lead changes, Rueda goes back to the front, and that's just going to be. It's not going to be for much. He will give it up. As well as off the circuit goes Luca Lanetta on the 58. And of course anybody who knows it, the 58 is... Oh no! And down goes Fernandez. He's dropped it coming into the last corner. Oh, it's Almanza too. They're both out. They're both out. Hang on a minute. Yep. I'll stand by. Almanza's crashed out and Fernandez did drop it, but he's got back up again. Where's he now? And Fernandez is in the pit lane. Yep. It all happened too quickly. It all happened so fast. Almanza's crashed out at the same time Fernandez crashed out, and now Almanza's out of the race. So we've got two down in one sector, synchronized crashing at opposite ends of the track. And
I was going to say, wasn't it at the same place?
Yeah. So
there is Adrian Fernandez.
Yeah, so Fernandez has crashed. We saw that happen at the last corner. The computer then flashed up for Almanza crashing out as well. So Almanza's gone down somewhere on the circuit as well. I'm not losing it, but Dorna's TV graphics are making it very hard to communicate when we're on a different setup today. So I've got the timing still, but I missed my bigger monitor for the timing screen. So there's Luca Lanetta now up to 7th position. Ricardo Rossi's up to 6th now with that lead change, and out of the race went, unfortunately, Almanza and Fernandez. Interesting that it didn't flash up for Fernandez having as a crash, which... We saw it happen. It's just gone into the pit lane with a technical error. But, oh well. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it might not have been a crash. It might have just been a problem with the bike.
Yeah.
And that it happened at the same time. So, you know...
We need to have a look at that.
It didn't seem... There was no replay, so it was more than likely technical.
Yeah, I'm thinking, there is Almanza, and here is said replay. So, this is Fernandez into turn 16. Runs it wide, and he just dropped the front. It's offline. That rear camber, those lines aren't MotoGP lines. Those tyres are actually for the World Endurance Championship. I was here a couple of weeks ago. So that's different. It barely rains here, so the rubber just sticks on the surface. There's a slipstream battle again. Look, watch out for Furasato at the back of this. Guaranteed he's going to get in the mix here.
Something flew off.
Oh, I bet it's one of those...
little wings.
Yeah. Look, here comes Furasato, as I said, right in the mix, up into 4th.
Do they have little wings on the motor?
Tiny little ones, yeah. Not visible, but enough, as Yamanaka went wide at turn 1. Now he's dropped to the back, and that was not, I must say, that was not accident to have that happen. He did that deliberately. He's now getting out of the fresh air at the front, getting into the dirty air, but it's sort of weird how it works on motorcycle racing, because even if you're behind in the dirty air, it's like a string effect. You still get pulled along, which means you can ease off the throttle a bit more and ease your tyres. So it's actually more beneficial to be in the middle of the string or slinky effect, basically. Imagine it as a slinky. Push it down the stairs. It eventually just starts in momentum. That's how it goes, to explain it.
They were talking about the guy that invented that. He was a US Navy guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he dropped a spring down the step. And he noticed how it was. And it made him a fortune.
So simple.
Rueda is in the lead now, just like we said, 5 or 6 laps to go.
Yeah, he'll start now pushing ahead of the front like we've seen before. Yeah, so this is what they're looking... There! It's a cover guard.
Told you something fell off.
Yeah, it's the brake lever guard. So the finger guard, it's come off. From
unusual
Rueda.
one, that.
Yeah.
Maybe there was some contact just before and it's loosened it.
Let's keep an eye on that, because it's there as a safety precaution, but you don't want anything flicking up and punching a hand. It's even a stone at over 120, 130 miles an hour can cause you some serious damage as well.
Scott Oggie's back up into 15th place now.
Munoz has dropped back a couple. Hang on, yeah, Munoz up to 9th. Luca Lanetta down to 10th position. That was the order that was switched around. Look how close. Nobody wants to overtake this time around. They're getting super close up towards the pit wall. And then all of a sudden it's just a massive open arms into turn 1 as they count back down. And through goes Kelso, Yamanaka too. So Kelso's dropped down. Forsato now down to 5th. See, that's the difference. They've dropped Riccardo Rossi. And Piqueras up to 2nd. So this is going to be a last lap overtake.
Rossi's still got a 4.7 gap. But
yeah.
So he's all on his own now because there's a 6-point or it's 8-point gap, 0.8 gap in front of him and 4.7 behind.
What's that mean?
You know what that means, don't you?
What?
Right, he'll just coast to the end now.
I don't think
he'll accept that after what happened earlier in the race. I can't see him making up that gap. Can you?
Not at this point in the race now. It's pretty much a down through. Let's have a look. Tom, Megan, Jess, Omi currently. I've just got to let Jake Sanson know that the race is in half an hour. As again on the inside line, this is the battle for 2nd position, and it's just chopping and changing as Moreda at the front now, closing in. Yamanaka's right there. The last sector point was 0.056 of a second coming through at sector 3, so they are close together. And here's Yamanaka gonna have a run on Moreda. He's side by side coming into turn 12 and he's got him. Moreda leads. Been gone and Yamanaka now takes ahead. So Yamanaka leads with 5 to go. That's Moreda, I reckon, just cooling down tyres. You don't want to lead going into the last few laps. It's the worst thing you can possibly do in a Moto3 race.
You've got to position yourself though with 3 laps to go to make any headroom for the one in front of you. And if you're leading, you've got to be like listening to see if you can hear how close the bikes are behind. So 5 laps to go.
Just texting Jake Sanson.
Yamanaka's now leading. Rueda's gone back into 2nd place.
My money's on for Osato. He's the one with the most practice of this slipstream draft into turn 1 as they come again now to the first corner.
It's who saved the tyres best.
Yeah, Riccardo Rossi in 6th place.
Yeah, Rossi's going to win this.
He's done nothing, and he's right at the back there. The gap is 2 seconds now, but he's not fighting anybody. Oh, Munoz and Carpe have dropped down the order. So has Rulstone and Esteban, and I think, hang on, Ogden and Esteban. Esteban's dropping big time, and that's why yellow flag's out. I think your Esteban has crashed. We'll wait to see if that's... Yeah, he has. Yeah, Esteban's out of the race then. Day just goes from bad to worse. As he drops now, we're down to 20 runners in this race.
Have we got 3 on limits warnings?
Oh, there is Esteban's bike. He's okay, but that's contact. Let's have a look. Where is he? Front's dropped away from him. Mid-corner. Oh, the bike was carrying so much speed.
And what we were saying yesterday, when you come off like that, and then the traction of the back wheel as it hits, just spins the bike. And that's why you've got to be away from it.
Nicola Caro has got a track limits warning. So has Alvaro Carpe, who's just done 2 long lap penalties early on in the race. And Eddie O'Shea. That's a shame. The other rider on the MLAV racing team.
Michael Lavatry.
Is that what they've been calling this again?
Mike Lavatry.
Yellow flag's been gone in as well, so we're going back to green flag running. What was that about? I just saw about Robert Wickens.
No, there was 5 Lavatry brothers, weren't there? Lavatry.
Yeah, there's loads of them.
All good riders actually, and I like the way Michael's. You know, they've got like Rossi. They've got their own place. Is it in Wales though?
Yeah, they took over.
Yeah, they've got like a little circuit that they train people on, train riders on, and I mean I like Eddie O'Shea.
Here we go with 3. What was it now? 3 to go over the line. Here comes Forsato getting ahead of Rueda, and now he's on the right at the back of Piqueras. It's an underdog story. Look at that, the cutback on the inside line to turn 1. He's practicing that, but he's going to outbreak himself here, and all that hard work he's done is going to be undone because here comes Rueda on the inside line at 1, and Kelso is just a bit too far back to make the move, but he's definitely trying tactics while he's got the time.
I mean, Laverty has given the Ogden and people like that, O'Shea, chances of riding when it's a lot harder to get in when the Spanish riders and the Italian riders, absolutely dominate this series really now.
It's more World Superbikes where we see a real differential of bikes and changes to come through. Oh dear. As 3 laps to go, pit lane is open in the F1. We'll be joining straight after this as well. Literally, we've got like 10 minutes to set up another commentary box for Moto2 later on as well. I have to leave on lap 3 of the race to go and start it. It's not the greatest, but it'll work. 3 to go. Yamanaka, Piqueras, Rueda, Fotosato, Kelso, top 5. Reminder, that's going to be on JBMotorsports 2. So if you want to watch the Moto2 race, that'll be with TNT commentary on JBMotorsports 2. We'll be back on the main channel for the MotoGP Grand Prix. Fingers crossed. Or, you know, if Bahrain gets red flagged or anything, then we're really in trouble. We don't want that. Otherwise, Megan will be taking you through the MotoGP race in here at 6 o'clock, which is why there's a backup system here, if you're wondering.
This is a real good last 3 laps, though. The top 5, and you just saw in the distance coming around the last things. That's Rosset. It's going to be any one of this top 5 that can actually win this race, especially if there's a little bit of badging.
Now, remember, you're not allowed to go on to the track limits at any point on the last lap. It will be an automatic drop of 1 grid position as we're on to 2 to go into turn 1 now as well. It's lap 15 of 16, and they're all spread out again and getting forced out wide. That was Kelso trying to have a go. So Furusawa's moved up, and he's going on the inside of Rueda at turn 3. Okay, he's not holding up now. Furusato has decided that this is the go point, and he's going to drag everybody else with him. But you don't want to lead on that last lap. Lunetta has gone down. Oh, hang on a minute. And so has Takon Barassi as well. Timing screen's only updating per sector, but I reckon there's something going on in that middle pack.
Moto3 bikes are a bit like a skateboard. You know, it's very easy to go over the lines. By, you know, the wind can just take them, like that one. The number 5 there, Joe Kelso. So it's not easy on that last lap. I know why they did the rule.
Yeah.
But I've always thought it's a bit rough. A one position drop or a 2 position drop is a bit too much for a little incursion over the line. I
agree, a drop of a whole position, because if you're off the track, it doesn't gain you an advantage. It's either too harsh or not a lot. If you cut a corner, then yeah, like we saw yesterday in the World Superbike race, that's fine.
Or taking a different part of the track that's not being used at the moment, like somebody did on British touring cars last year.
Yes, yeah, that was a very interesting race. Was I with the trackside for that one? I can't remember.
I don't know, but the transponder didn't show it.
It didn't, no.
But all the drivers knew what had happened.
We saw it. That was at the S's, wasn't it? It was the second Donington. Ah, there! Furusato touching the green. Can't do that on the last lap, mate. So he was looking behind. He got distracted and just runs wide. We're in for a barnstormer then. 1 more lap to go of Moto3 here at the Sale as the sun begins to set. The track lights illuminating, and that's a puff of smoke and out of the race. I don't believe it. Jose Antonio Rueda has blown up at the last lap. The championship leader is out of the race. It's now a 3-way fight as Kelso's dropped by 3/10. Yamanaka, Furusato, and Piqueras going to win it. Didn't expect that from Rueda.
Also, something fell off one of the other 3 bikes in front of him.
Ooh, this is going to be fantastic, because if Piqueras can win this race, he's in second position. If Piqueras wins, the gap will be 1 point in the championship, and he will take the lead. So he's going to go all out. This is literally a golden opportunity. The gap that was so big after the opening 3 races from Rueda winning 2 can now change. He's stopped with a technical issue. There's a puff of smoke. Furasato's going to try and stop that. There's a yellow flag out because of that. Furasato dives up the inside, and Piqueras goes too deep, but goes wide. Yamanaka through into the lead goes Piqueras, coming back through Yamanaka. This is going to be very close for the championship. Piqueras needs it. Yamanaka wants it more. Furasato's been lining it up for ages. They're still side by side. Down through 9, 10 and 11. Coming up towards turns 12, 13 and 14. That's going to be the opportunity. That's tight from Furasato. But he's made his way through Yamanaka. Can he set off after Piqueras? Too tight to call.
Yep. Rueda seemed, when he started to slow down, there was something like it looked like a tear off.
Yeah,
Had got.
There he goes! At the inside of turn 12, Furasato's taken the lead. Now that's not the opportunity to really go for an opportunity for an overtake, because he's got 3 corners now to defend. It's all going to be about slipstream. There's 4 in it. Paqueras, Furasato, Yamanaka, and Kelso. Let's have a look what happens. Furasato dives to the inside. This is the last corner of the last lap. What's going to happen up towards the line? Furasato's got the toe. Kelso's coming through as well. Further back. Second for Paqueras. Side by side the line. Furasato wins by 9,000ths of a second.
I don't think he does.
Paqueras has been given it on the timing screen. Has Paqueras won it?
Yeah, I think he just passed him on the line.
Well, hang on. They've got the timing screen's confused. Paqueras has been given the win with Furasato second.
I didn't think he passed the line first.
I don't think. Well, from the angle it looked like he did, but the timing screens have put Paqueras by 9,000ths of a second as the winner.
And that's strange because he actually took the last corner really well.
Yeah, that was nothing. What happened there to the line? It was and there's goes. That's just the engine rev up. Paqueras wins it and takes the championship lead by a single point. How about that? Furasato, he timed it to perfection. He was practicing lap after lap, and even he can't believe it. When he sees exactly by how much, he won't be able to believe it. It's 9,000ths of a second.
And we were saying earlier, I was saying how it's dominated by the Spanish and the Italians, and it was 2 Japanese riders that are on the podium.
I'll try and turn that down as much as I can. What a strange race. I do not get that. I really don't. So Paqueras wins it by 9,000ths of a second, followed then by Furasato. Yamanaka's third, Kelso's fourth, Riccardo Rossi takes fifth, Munoz is sixth, Lunetta is seventh, Nepa eighth, Caro in ninth, Pini takes 10th, Alvaro Carpe gets up to 11th despite having 2 long lap penalties. Then that's followed in as well. Where are we on the monitor?
I think Furasato thought that he'd taken that last corner so close, and I think he'd got the lead, and I think he thought, I can just coast the line here, and the others have gone for it, and one of them has actually got past him. Yeah.
Championship Paqueras then by 9,000th and a single point. He leads the championship to Ueda, 67 to 66. Kelso now moves into 41. Fernandez on 40, matched with Bertoletti. Furasato does go to 38 points though, so it's not too bad, but he would have actually been in fourth. No, he would have been in third of the championship if he got that win.
It's exciting racing when you've got 5 on the final lap that could win.
By 9,000ths of a second, he's taken it. That's away. Now we've got to run to get to the Formula 1 coverage as well. Moto3 will be live on JBMotorsports 2, and that will be with the TNT Sports commentary team. Myself and Megan will be back for all of the MotoGP action, touchwood, later on. My thanks to Ian Birch, and my thanks to all of you at home. What a race! 9,000ths of a second, closest result of the year so far. Out goes the championship leader Ueda. Paqueras wins it and gets the 2 close battles. 9,000ths for a win and a single point lead in the championship. We'll see you next time out at Spain. Bye-bye.